Welcome to SF Commercial Property Conversations with Bruce Bean, where Bay Area investments meet expert insights. Get ready to unlock the strategies of commercial real estate success.
So today we have Rod Santomassimo with us. And Rod, it's great to have you. We previously talked last June, but things have changed substantially since last June. So maybe you could just give us a little brief history of how you got to where you are now, and then we'll proceed from there.
Okay, well, Bruce, always great being on your show. Thanks for having us again. I have a long career in various industries, mostly commercial real estate. Also, COO of a telecom firm, of a CFO of a law firm, but mostly executives in commercial real estate, and have my own brokerage business a long time ago. But over the last almost 20 years now, I've been running the Massimo Group, and we are the premier coaching organization in the world for commercial real estate brokers, mortgage brokers. And so we see all the challenges and struggles and successes that folks in the commercial real estate industry are able to attain.
So it's an interesting time period. So what are you seeing out there right now that is challenging commercial real estate folks?
Yeah, it's funny. People right now on the investment side are concerned about interest rates, obviously, and that impacts both the investor and the broker. But you and I both laugh because we can remember when interest rates were really high.
Yeah, the Carter years, way back when. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the inflation
exactly.
years. So
when people say they are high, I think people are still, unfortunately, anchoring themselves to the years of the 2.5% mortgages, right? Those days are not going to be seen again. So when they say they're high, I said based on compared to what, right? Gas prices today are high. They are, but we forget that, again, the Carter years. So, yeah. Right, they're relatively high. So I'm seeing a lot, and there's a lot of investors right now on the sidelines, a lot of brokers, specifically in multifamily, who are used to a higher velocity, are seeing more people being put on hold. On the leasing side, it all depends on where you are. Certainly in different states, New York is a great example. Regulations, legislation, yes, that word, P word, politics is coming into play. We're seeing some more strains in certain cities. Your own hometown, California, we're seeing it throughout as well. But look, fact is the velocity is still there. People are still making money. People are still making deals. They are. And we're in an up curve. Compared to the last 5 years, we're in an up curve. So I just see it continue to grow, and I'm very optimistic about the commercial real estate industry.
Yeah, no, I must admit I'm busier now than I have been for a long time. I'd probably like to be a little less busy, but that's all, happening now. Admittedly, I'm busy, but am I making any money? That's the big question, So can you decode that formula for me to try and take the busyness versus the actual making money?
Yeah, business versus business. And I will share with you, when clients come to us, the first thing I ask them is, and our coaches ask them, is, let's look at your calendar, because we can see right away what's going on. Where is the focus? Where are the priorities? What's on your calendar? Is there that curriculum of finding business, prospecting for your business, winning business, having meetings, fulfilling business, transaction management? Do we see the whole cycle on your calendar? Or do we see just more busy, right, for fear of prospecting, for having struggles with winning business and pitching? They do, right? People do. So that's what I look at, Bruce, immediately, is let me look at your calendar. And from fixes there is, we'll outsource a lot of the work. It used to be in the good old days of 2021, 22, and 23, and even 2008, 2009, we would say, go hire somebody, right? Go hire somebody, go out to an Upwork, a somewhere.com, a Superpowers, and go get a VA, right? Easy to do, inexpensive as hell. Let them take all that administrative stuff off your plate. That's how you stop being busy. Today, of course, now we're saying, go to Claude Code, Claude Cowork, OpenAI agents, and other AIs to go ahead and take that work off your plate. In fact, do many of the things in those automations that we couldn't do for years now are getting done with AI bots.
Yeah. No, I remember the last time we talked, I was fascinated with your theory, or not really theory, your practice of saying that let's take a listing for just 1 month. I love that approach.
Yeah,
So that I thought was fantastic.
so for the audience that wasn't with us last time, so here's not the theory, here's the facts, because this is what we're doing now with AI tools we share with our clients. So let's say, so Bruce, give me a typical example you would work on. Go ahead, give me a transaction you maybe work. Don't guess a client name, but give me a transaction.
Let's call an office building that's we're trying to sell for $14 million.
Okay, and so how many? What's the size of the TAM, the total addressable market, the investor audience that you would reach out to?
Well, we go to CoStar and LoopNet, so that audience goes throughout the U.S. and so forth. So I'm not quite sure how you would address that
let's
question.
say thousands.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So now today, if you have in your database, exclusive of CoStar, because you can't do as well, and just having the contact primary information. But if you have a database, and many brokers and our clients do have databases of thousands of investors. Now, in the old days, 2 years ago, what we would do is we start dialing the investors and putting them in email campaigns and things that we can use in HubSpot and Build Out and other automation tools. And we get in front of everyone in a very systematic approach. And it works great. It does. And you can filter the qualified folks and everything else. But today now, you can use similar automations and AI and do two things, or three things, actually. Yes, you can email everyone today. And we all could do that, right? It's easy. I can call everyone in the next 10 minutes. Everyone in the next 10 minutes and leave a message.
Right.
I could text messages with a bot. Now you got to have FCC compliance. We do. And you have to disclose you're a bot. We do. And you have text conversations and direct people to your deal room. That's happening today already. So think about it. You can go to a potential seller and share with them, look, I want the opportunity to share your building and get you sold. And what do all investors want, Bruce? What do they all want?
They want the best deal ever.
But how? But they want it as fast as possible, don't they?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Still paying the mortgage, still have the challenges, still looking at vacancies. Just get this thing sold, right? To the right qualified best investor. Yes.
Right.
But you can do that now with AI in a matter of weeks versus months. Not that you're going to sell an asset in a week, but you can find the qualified investors who are interested in the asset in a matter of days, hours, and yes, weeks using AI. So and we're seeing it. We're doing it. We're doing it now. And so, I think the staple of the 1 year listing agreement, the 6 month listing agreement, that's already going away. It is. And for those people listening that are still giving those agreements or asking for those agreements, you better adapt, because what happens is Bruce is going to walk in and go, look, I want a 1 month listing agreement. And I know the standard rate is 4%. I'm making this up. But you know what? I'm charging 6% because time is money and I'm going to give you a better result. And now you can command higher fees. So Bruce, that's where this is going.
So let's going back to the busy versus business side of the equation. I assume that you try and help the agents prioritize what exactly they're going to focus their market on, what they're going to actually try and work on.
Yeah, what we do is a couple of things. Number one is we do this thing called the IOR, which is a little different. You might be thinking it's called the inventory of responsibility, and we have all our clients act like attorneys for a week. And that means is you gotta track 15-minute increments from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, what you do. So 15-minute increments, 10 hours, that's 40 tracks a day. Over a week, that's 200 tracks, right? You got to track everything you do. And then you recognize, wow, look where I'm spending my time. What am I doing? Look where I'm not spending my time. So just from that one exercise, we can start allocating and delegating certain things. And then on top of that, look, in commercial real estate, and this is the way it is, just because you make a phone call today doesn't mean you're being paid tomorrow. Is that true, Bruce?
Yeah, I've never had that happen.
No, that happened in commercial real estate. If you're an employee, it's great. You get a check every 2 weeks. Not if you're a broker, you don't. So what we do is we give you the mind frame and the framework to understand that everything you do, we put a value to it. Every call, we just, it's just math, folks. All this. Every dial you make is worth something. Every conversation you make, every meeting you have, every pitch you have, they all have a value. They do. And then you put, we call the I paid system. Yes, I paid. And you ask yourself, was I paid today? And that means, the acronym means, first of all, to identify what I need to do today. Everyone has a to-do list, right? Bruce, I'll share it right now. Your better list is your not to-do list. It is. But everyone has a to-do list. And then we prioritize. What are the 3 frogs we got to eat right away? And we got to do them. The 3 major things are moving my business, my life, maybe even forward. So I identify, prioritize, I paid, I allocate. Now I'm going to allocate 3 things to get things done. Time on my calendar, people, if I need to, and money, if I have to invest in something, right? I need to invest in a lunch or a new CRM or a marketing campaign. Then the second I is the hardest, and that's implement. That means you gotta okay. Do it.
Right.
Can't just plan, you gotta do. But the third, then the D is I paid, is either you delegate, go to someone else, which you should, to AI, to a VA, to an executive assistant, whatever, team member, or you not defer, that's a mistake, or you delete. Because you think about it, if I identify what I need to do every day and I prioritize, and I kept on deferring something, Bruce, if you kept on deferring something, what would that mean to you?
Well, you're not prioritizing it. You're waiting. There's some fear there. Something's not going right. Yeah,
either it's then it must not be that important, right? But kept on deferring, or it's a hard decision a hard conversation you don't want to have, or it's going to drain you emotionally. Going, oh God, another day, I didn't do it. So just get it off your plate. Just delete it. If it was really that important, it's going to come back in the future. It will. So that's how we do it, Bruce. The IOR framework, inventory responsibility, followed by the I paid framework, was I paid today? And then you realize, man, I know what I should be working on right now.
Get in this situation where, okay, I'm working on all these little deals, but they don't make that much money. So, but the big deals make all the money. How do I make that equation work?
Yeah, you got it. There's a balance. There's no doubt about it. We don't like our clients taking on little deals when that are less than their average fee. Because if you always take on deals less than your average fee, you're actually decreasing your enterprise value, and you just are, right? So, look, depending on how long you're in your career, when you're starting out, you're taking every deal possible. I get it. You have to pay your bills, right?
Yeah.
Then you get to the second threshold. We call them, those are the believers. They're capable, but they're commodities. And that's just what it is. When you get to the producer zone, you start really having a greater filter on deals you take. And the little deals should be, again, delegated to somebody else. Go back to delegate. You get a piece of it. And look, the beautiful, one of the best things in commercial real estate brokerage is the referral. So I'm going to get a deal. I'm going to get 20% or more, and I'm not going to do a damn thing. No, you can put it in capable hands. So Bruce, with those little deals, I get a junior to do it for you, or with you, but for you, and you focus on the bigger deals while still getting paid a piece of everything.
Yeah. So there's sort of this 3-step process that I hear you. There's sort of the beginner process, the intermediate sort of system, and then the enterprise approach. So that sounds very good. All right. So let's move into a little bit of conversation, a little further conversation about what AI is doing for commercial real estate right now.
Man, it is replacing people left and right, number one. It truly is. Analysts, I mean, what OpenAI announced just yesterday, Claude's announced last week, the ability, and I don't know if you've run a pro forma or cash flow statement on Claude Code, for example, it's just incredible. It really is. Now, does it be verified to make sure it's accurate? Of course, like every AI, yes, it does. But so analysts, they're gone. I mean, I'm sorry if you're still using an analyst. I know what you pay them. And I'm sorry, this is the world. It's the world we live in right now. Junior brokers who are doing all the research, Now there's no MCPs or APIs yet for CoStar, and CoStar's got a monopoly on that. So we still need a human to do the research. We do on certain things, right? You're not going to replace that, but the junior broker and what the things they did, a lot of those responsibilities have now been easily handled by AI. Whether it's basic research, contact research, doing administrative stuff, floor plans are now with AI. You can take a floor plan, upload it to Chat, Claude, Gemini, and say, let's create this offices, this many of this square footage, this space, these conference rooms. Even a part, you think about it, space planners, designers.
Yeah, right.
They have to adapt to using tools that can quickly get your clients the answers that day versus, let me work on it. I mean, you and I have been around long enough. So, I mean, I'm going to be 63 less than a month from now. I remember you asked for an architect or space planner to look at a space for a tenant. Maybe 2 weeks later, here's what it could look like.
Right. Yeah. Now it's like, okay, 5 minutes or whatever.
Now it's instantaneous.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And look, all these things are scary. Look, we're about to, in June, we're gonna announce our phone-based AI coach, our commercial real estate AI coach. So are they replacing my coaches? No, but they're supplementing our coaches. We're not going to teach AI everything we do. We're not that tough. But listen, look, we have to all adapt to what we're doing. It's funny, Bruce, when AI came out, everyone thought the safest people were the highly intelligent, skilled workers, right? They were the safest people. I just read that engineers for a data center were being paid $250,000 a year out of the gate, right?
Yeah, right.
Plumbers are making 6+ figures and more. And I have nothing against plumbers. Are great. It's a great occupation. It is.
Right.
Car mechanics. Your jobs are golden.
Hard to bring an AI to fix your plumbing. Yeah.
Very hard. Very hard.
No, there's actually an article in the Chronicle today about the fact that a lot of tech people are starting to move to those kind of blue collar jobs now because they can't find tech work anymore. So
and blue collar jobs are in high demand. So the money is there. But don't give up on your job. Just adapt to AI. And again, I just shared, I'm an old guy. I'm an older guy. So what do I do every day? Every day, half an hour, YouTube, study AI. Every day for half an hour. Oh, interesting.
Wow. Yeah. Every day.
So I don't want to be, look,
you put that in your calendar. Yeah. Got to study.
Yep.
So let's ask about the famous OM. Is AI able to generate an OM these days?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Once you create the template, you still got to get the comps from somewhere. You do. There's no way around that. And again, until the monopoly, and I have nothing against CoStar, but we all know it's a monopoly, and it is, right? So once that monopoly is broken, or Reonomy or Crexi or someone has an API that you have to pay for to get comps, this will happen. A Crexi one day. I'm not calling out.
Somebody. Yeah.
No, I know his name. I forget his name again. Starts with an L. I'm not calling him out at all. But a Crexi or someone like that is going to offer an API to every broker out there. The API will grab the comps. Someone will ask for an OBEM or BOV, and you'll get to them, and you'll get that to them in 5 minutes. That's easy.
Right.
That's easier. Yeah. Once you have the comps, you have the template, you built it out. Here it is.
Yeah. Off you go. You build your template in whatever, Chat or Claude or wherever. Yeah. And
now Claude just came out with Claude Design, which is pretty wild. So you build your template in Claude Design, and now you can build it in a lot of places. But Claude Design just came out last month, and you build your template there, and that's my BOV, and you start getting information, the inputs. Here you go. It's just where it is.
So have you gotten into the clone world yet?
I am cloned. Yes.
You are cloned. Okay, you have a clone already.
I do have a clone. This is not a clone. And by the way you can tell it's not a clone is this is it. If you put your hand in front right now, if you put your hand in front of your face, right? Yeah. It's not cloned. It's not cloned. So I'm not a clone.
That's it. Okay.
But the clone is good but there are better clones than I developed a year ago. I did one a year ago. They're better today. There are clones out there today that you would not be able to tell unless I did this that I was a clone. So
no, I just did one for an attorney friend that I work with, and it was like, whoa, wow. I mean, this was like 1 hour's worth of work, and I went, whoa, that's ridiculous. It wasn't perfect, but I mean, you could still tell it was a clone, but it was pretty close.
No, so, you can spend and there's a lot of people that offer this. You can spend 4 hours in a studio. It's probably a $10,000 to $20,000 investment, and you can then no one will tell the difference. You can make all your social posts based on a clone of you, all your announcements, everything you're doing. You can then create thousands of pieces of content, and it looks like you. That's where we are.
So is it to the point now where I think you're saying that you can have an interactive clone?
Well, that's been around for a while.
Where I can be talking?
No, yeah.
Oh, really?
That actually has been around for a while. Yeah. Now, is that perfect yet? The interactive clone? You still could tell. That you still could tell. But yeah, I've interacted with myself on video, believe it or not, and I said it's scary. It is.
Well, the last time we talked, we actually talked to your not really clone, but your person your phone person that we can dial into.
Well, Mia. Yeah.
Mia, yes.
Mia. Now, Mia's not a girl. Mia's an it. You gotta remember that. The Massimo intelligent agent sounds like a woman. Mia makes calls for us today. Mia's calling folks and scheduling meetings for our setters and closers. Again, Mia, she, not it. Sorry, it, not she. It has to disclose. Hi, this is Mia. I'm an AI bot for the Massimo Group. That's the legal introduction for any bot. But yes, and look, I'm sure, Bruce, when I want pizza now, and I don't eat that much pizza, but my son does. So when we want pizza, we'll order it. The bot at the pizzeria will go, "Hey, Rod, how you been? You want the same thing?" Sure, right? Rod will call you in 20 minutes when it's ready. Anything else, Rod? I'm like, you can't tell. You just can't.
Wow.
I mean, you can tell that it's perfect because it's not some dumb kid going. Hey,
yeah, right. Yeah, but you can get your pizza right away, basically.
And you get the order right, and you get everything right, and then it texts you, "We're ready. Come on in." You know, how is the service? Give us a rating. Those are all there already. They're all there already. It works best. Look, no doubt. Our HVAC work last week. My wife called. Very nice AI bot on the phone reception. Let's get someone out there. Let's get you scheduled. You know, distribute to all the HV vendors out in our community. They got them the schedule. They showed up. This is the world we live in. So we have to adapt. We have to.
Yeah. So the whole customer service world sounds like it's going to kind of actually maybe be better, right? With AI.
Well, look. I mean, if you call American, you know this. If you call American Express, you get their AI. You're like, representative.
You're right about that. Yeah, no, that there are certain areas it doesn't work very well, for sure. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we're kind of diving into the future. Anything else you want to tell us about? Where can people get a hold of you, Rod?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Bruce. Look, if you're a commercial real estate broker and you want to significantly increase your income, that's what we do at Massimo. Check us out at Massimo, Massimo-group.com or Massimo.coach. Either one will get you there, and we'd love to just chat with you. And yes, we will be integrating AI in your practice.
I don't know of any commercial real estate agents that don't want to increase their income. So I think you've got a built-in market right there.
We'll see about that. Bruce, I always appreciate your time and the opportunity to speak with you and your audience. I wish you the very best and start using AI.
There we go. I definitely am. All right. We will talk very soon again.
Okay. Thank you.
Great to have you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That's a wrap on today's journey through the SF commercial real estate scene. Ready to share your story? Visit sfcommercialconversations.com/guest. Your insights could lead the next conversation.